You guys, we are out on the spot and we are on the beautiful 33-foot Crevalle CSF. It is an absolute beast. And what I love is that we got the Minn Kota spot lock. Now it's rough out here, but this pole on this thing is like over 10 feet long and it's keeping underwater and we're staying on the spot and we're actually dropping some chum balls. Justin just hit up some chum balls. Look at them go down. That's them dropping down. Those fish were here before we got here and now they're gonna be munching on this chum. I'm so excited. So we're gonna sit here for a little bit, let the spot lock do its thing on the trolling motor. So we're staying in one spot. We don't have to deal with the anchor and anchor line and all that stuff. And also if we come into any kind of issues, we can just disengage the spot lock and the boat will drift off the spot. Or if we wanna move around, we can just push forward, left and right, all that kind of good stuff, just with the click of a little remote. So this is the gun I'm rocking, and I'm actually gonna rock just a normal flopper shaft, no slip tip or anything special. So if I do shoot a grouper, it kind of puts a really strong hurting on it, doesn't get a free swim to go into holes. But this is gonna be my weapon of choice. If a nice kingfish or any pelagic comes by, I'll be able to rip into them with this. Got the reel, and it's a roller, so it has almost little to no recoil because the band attaches from the bottom and it comes around this little pulley system and comes all the way back. So whenever the gun is shooting forward, it is also pulling this way to where it offsets each other so where there's no recoil. And also the best part is it has a ton of power. I literally just got done shooting huge yellowfin tuna in Costa Rica with this same exact 120 and now I'm gonna be shooting some grouper off the reef. But you shoots the band pulls it, the spear from the back all the way up to the front of the muzzle, and you get that entire time it's gaining power. So that's why it has a lot of power. The other guys are shooting just traditional guns, so we'll definitely see some of their footage and check them in action. But yeah, this Rob Allen 120 is my most versatile and one of my go-to guns, and you guys are gonna see it in action. I'm only allowed one grouper, so we're gonna get down below, let this chum do its thing, and we're gonna go down there and see what's munching. You guys, welcome underwater and welcome to the voiceovers. Now we stuck around and waited for probably about an hour for that chum to do its job. We were just consistently making drops and I love this type of diving. We hold on to the back of the boat. We're in one place. We have a big float line going out the back and I make literally, this is the first drop of the day. I'm going down. I know I'm going to see grouper on my first drop, so I have the gun tucked, ready to extend it to shoot. You can see I'm holding it down by my waist. I'm kicking until I start free falling, and once I get to that point, I'm just starting to pan out, look in the distance, and luckily Derek grunts to me, and I probably would have seen this fish, but it wasn't in my field of view at the moment, but it pops in there, off to the left. I extend the gun quickly. Right before he turns, I pop him and land a perfect shot, and I'll explain it when I get to the surface.
We did it! Woo! That's perfect. Oh, that was awesome. Good freaking fish. Woo! That was awesome. That was beautiful. Give me some, man. Dude. Yoo-hoo! Dude, I didn't stun him, but I put a hurting on him.
Yeah, man, that was perfect.
Didn't mess up the meat, the cheeks either.
Yeah, man.
Woo! Dude, that is awesome. Look at the color. Woo! That was about as good as you, that was as easy as it gets. 66 feet, I shot this guy and just dropped. First drop of the day, went right down. He's just chilling like 20 feet off the bottom, and Derek grunts at me, and I saw a smaller one, and then he grunted and pointed, and I looked back, and this guy came cruising like even closer than the smaller one. That is epic.
Awesome fish.
Beautiful fish. Good first fish.
Hell yeah.
And hey, no, I didn't mess up the meat either.
First dive of the day, baby.
Behind the cheeks, in front of the cheeks.
Yeah, literally one dive.
Yeah.
One dive. It was incredible.
That's awesome, dude. Thank you. That's sick.
Let's take the shaft out of them.
Yeah, I got
pictures.
Yeah.
You braid them?
Clarity is perfect. It's like just enough where you're hidden at the surface, and once you drop down, that's when you like pop up, and then everything kind of sees you. And it's, dude, it's clear enough to like get footage, see everything around you. I'm excited to see what else we get into down there.
Yeah, it should be sweet.
Keeps it colder.
Yeah.
And it saves ice actually.
We got all this fish we can eat.
Good.
That's a healthy iced out food.
Now, I am so stoked that I got my first grouper of the season. It is now Derek's turn to make a drop. This is his vantage point, and I'm following with the spare camera. Go ahead, hold your breath with him on this dive. And he ends up getting into a fish, but it's not a grouper, but it is a bonus fish we were not expecting. He does the same thing I do. We're expecting to see a lot of grouper, which is exactly what we see. And the main thing is we just see a ton of life. You see, as he was heading down, those yellowtail just started to disperse. And as he leveled out, he looked up and saw a nice cubera. And that's kind of rare to see on the reef, but usually you see them on wrecks and certain things like that. Especially down here in the Keys, he starts descending towards it, taking his time. The fish is not spooked. Lands a really good shot through the gill plate. Grabs a hold of his line. He has plenty of breath and just horses the thing right up to the surface. And this was a huge bonus on the day. And it's really nice whenever you are intending on one type of fish and a different kind shows up, especially getting a type of, like whenever you're going to cook them up and eat them, it's amazing to have the type of mixed bag of different species in your cooler.
Bro, there's like 5 blacks down there. And this guy swam right up to me. I was like, we can only get one more black, but I'm gonna get the cubera while I can. That was sweet.
That was awesome, dude.
Nice cubera.
That's awesome, dude. Dude, it's so lit up down there. So lit up, so much life.
Awesome, guys.
All right, well, I brought this pole spear, hoping I'd be able to give it a shot, and the conditions are just so freaking good. We're in about 85 feet of water, and the whole bottom is covered in black grouper. So we're gonna see if we can land one with this new Mamba roller, and hopefully they let me get close enough. If not, Justin's gonna put one in the box.
Justin, what's your patient tolerance for
One
his
dive.
One dive.
One dive.
Derek, how many dives do you think you're gonna need?
I think I can get him in one.
Yeah, I think so
I'm not
too.
even gonna let him come all the way up. As soon as he's halfway up, I'm going back down. No chance.
No time for a second dive. You get one shot.
All right.
Derek wanted to try this pole spear out, and the fact that he hasn't shot a fish and there's so many grouper around, and on this dive, I mean, comment below if you can tell me how many grouper you count on this drop. I kind of just stopped counting at like 5 or 6, but there may be more, so go ahead and feel free to pause, look around, see exactly how many grouper you see on this dive he takes. And I keep it mostly his perspective. I'm following him with the camera, so I'll pop over and show you a little bit of third person, especially when it comes to the shot. But as he's descending, he goes ahead and loads the spear halfway down to the bottom because he knows he's going to see the grouper. And sure enough, here they start showing up. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. And once they start spooking like that, they just all scatter. And he has his eyes set on that one at the top of the screen. You can't see that bigger one to the bottom, or at least he couldn't. But he reached out, landed a really good shot in this fish. And at this point, we were just really hoping on a grouper with the pole spear, not being super stingy or selective when it comes to the size. And that is grouper number 2, and we're super excited about limiting out in 3 drops. Technically 2 drops, we got them, but 3 drops landed all the fish we needed for the day, pretty much. Everything else is just going to be a bonus.
Yeah, I'm good. That thing freaking rips. We could have got a bigger one, but there were bigger ones, but that was badass. We don't need any more meat, you know?
No.
Hell yeah. Nice freaking grouper.
I hop back in the water, and anything else from this point on is going to be a bonus. I am primarily hoping for some muttons, and whenever Derek on the last dive, when he actually pointed out towards a mutton that came cruising in. So that was a really good sign. We're going to keep chumming, keep everything fired up in the water column, and hoping to bring in another fish. And we actually saw a shark with a cobia on it, but it was really, you know, a little bit before this dive. But it was really hard to make out from the GoPro, so we just went ahead and I just had to cut that out because it wasn't really much on that drop, except for a cobia on a lemon shark way off in the distance. Didn't see him the rest of the day, but on this drop, do go down. And whenever you're doing this kind of diving on this reef, you want to hover above, because if you go down into the caverns and the caves, you can't really, you don't have a good field of view, because if something turns its head around the corner, it just literally disappears. So you want to stay above, and that's when you keep their air attack down on some grouper, or like I just did, I just hang out above and a mutton came off from the distance right into me, and I landed a really nice shot on this fish. And honestly, when I'm shooting muttons, I really go for a safe shot. I make sure I aim for the gill plate. If I'm a little forward, back, high, low, I'm still going to land the fish. If it's a bigger mutton, there is a chance of it ripping out, so you got to be a little more accurate. But a fish like this, if I aim for the gill plate, it's a safe bet. I'm going to land the fish for sure.
There was a bigger one. I saw him after I shot him.
We went ahead and disengaged the trolling motor, and we just started to drift over the reef. As we did that, some nice kingfish came in. I go ahead, make a drop, and I just start charging these kingfish, because this is not the first time they passed us, and they're very skittish. So I just charge them, but I don't go directly at them. I kind of go to the side of them, kind of like almost like I'm swimming their direction, and they swim right into me. And they're pretty far off, and I aimed a little high, and I'll explain exactly what happened once I get to the surface. Kind of a wild shot. Obviously I didn't land the fish, but I'll explain exactly what happened once I hit the surface.
I was closer than I thought. I aimed just a hair high and I hit like right where I was aiming. No, I shot just a hair high and it tore out.
We went and we conquered. We got a good quality of fish, got our limit of blacks, and now it's time to go back to Hawks Cay and do a little cook up in our room, view a sunset, and I'm taking you guys with us. Let's go.
All right, you guys, we are done diving, and look at what we got with this Crevalle boat. We got built-in shower. Check this out. Woo! 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 Cold! Cold! Oh, watch your phone, dude! Shut it off! Dude, it's the little things in life. It's the little things in life. Look at that. That's pretty sweet. Nothing beats a fresh water shower after diving. So we finished cleaning the boat and came up here. What happened to your knife?
Dropped a sandbag right on him.
Snapped in half.
Excited to get out this morning. Just dropped a sandbag on him and snapped them both.
That sucks. Well, so I have to go back to my truck and get some of my knives. Then we'll get into filleting these fish.
All right, so we made it back to the room, and Justin is whipping up some grouper sandwiches, but he's starting with a nice little batter. He's got going. He's gonna walk you through this.
This is a Duke's fry mix. You can just bring this and just mix it with water and like some of your favorite seasonings. Just use this just as your egg wash. It adds like seasoning and flavor. Drop it in your panko and just drop it in your oil. I mean, it's pretty standard.
Keeping it simple. I always like keeping it simple. You guys know at home. Derek's going through footage.
Oh yeah, we got
From
some
the
good
day
stuff
already.
going.
Yeah, we're gonna chop up some of these grouper nuggets and turn them into some Sammies. And you guys better thank Justin for cooking this meal up, because we drug him off the couch and said, cook us some food. And I said, dude, it's a blessing and a curse to be such a good cook.
Guys are useless.
He kept calling us useless. Dude, but he's trying to nap and we're going through footage to create some content. And this guy's just taking a nap on the bed over there. So we got tired of it and we started yelling at him, telling him to wake up and stop being so lazy.
I'm not the creator here.
You are creating the meal. He's creating the meal. So you gotta let him know your appreciation. Drop a thumbs up, drop a thumbs up. That'll give some love to Justin. Slaving over the kitchen for us. That thing looks like a fried chicken breast getting dropped in the grease. Looks so good. All right, so waiting for it to be golden brown. It's almost there. And then we're just gonna let it dry off on the paper towels. That's just one sandwich.
Yeah. When the bubbles slow down and it starts to get nice golden and crisp, that's how you know it's pretty much ready. All the bubbles are, it's just moisture coming out of the fish.
Actually, I never knew that. That's a nice little telltale.
Yep.
And that's crazy. That is one sandwich, and it's almost the size of the pan. And it's going on these buns right here. You tell me it's gonna be a little big, a little not. But I'd rather have too much fish and less fun than the other way around. Just enough.
Yeah, that's like a whole lot. Just try and get a nice coating on it. Just drop it in here. Around.
You have enough space for that. All right, we are out here. We got this beautiful view. We're eating this homemade grouper sandwich. I've been dying for this because I'm so hungry. That was so good.
Fantastic.
So crispy. All right, I need like 3 more. That's so freaking good. All right, well, I'm gonna dive into this sandwich, you guys. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're new, consider subscribing. Also, check out Hawks Cay Resort. That is where we are staying. We are on the grouper grounds, and there's obviously plenty to be had. If you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and comment below. Also, consider subscribing, and if you want to do a little extra and support the channel, consider becoming a YouTube member. It really helps give that little bit extra to continue the growth of the channel and also bring you guys more content. Again, I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys next week for another adventure. Later.